In ancient times, in a small village nestled between mountains, there lived a young man named Samur. Samur was adventurous by nature, disliking the quiet, routine life of the village. He constantly sought challenges and mysteries. One day, Samur heard an old story about the Cave of Legends, a cave said to hide a treasure of immeasurable worth, but filled with dangers and wonders never before seen. Samur decided to embark on an adventure to discover this cave. He prepared with simple tools and took with him an old map that belonged to his grandfather, who used to tell him stories about the cave. But the grandfather himself had never dared to search for it. Samur set off on his journey through mountains and dense forests. After days of continuous walking, he finally reached the cave's entrance. The cave was dark and imposing, surrounded by an aura of mystery that made one feel as if being watched by something unseen. Undeterred, Samur lit his lamp and proceeded cautiously. Upon entering the cave, he noticed that the walls were covered with strange carvings and symbols he had never seen before. Although they looked ancient, they had a faint glow as if containing a hidden secret. Samur continued until he reached a vast chamber with a giant statue of a mythical creature standing at its center. The statue seemed to be guarding something. Samur approached the statue cautiously and noticed an old chest at its feet. It looked like the treasure he was seeking. But when he tried to open the chest, the ground shook beneath him, and the walls trembled fiercely. Suddenly, a bright light emanated from the statue, and a deep voice asked, "Who dares enter my cave?" Samur retreated slowly, but curiosity got the better of him. He replied, "I am Samur, seeking the treasure of legends." The mysterious voice laughed eerily and said, "The treasure is not what you think, Samur. Here, the heart and soul of everyone who enters are tested. If you are pure and brave, you will gain something more valuable than gold. If you are greedy, you will meet a dark fate." Fear gripped Samur, but he was determined to continue the adventure. He asked the voice, "What must I do?" The voice replied, "You must face 3 challenges, and in each challenge, you will discover a part of your truth. If you succeed, you will obtain the treasure." Samur began the first challenge, finding himself in a room full of mirrors. But these mirrors did not reflect his image as it was, they showed distorted versions of himself. Samur realized that this challenge was a test of his self-confidence. Ignoring the distorted images, he continued to walk forward until all the mirrors disappeared and a new door opened. In the second challenge, he found himself in utter darkness. He couldn't see anything, and terrifying sounds surrounded him. This test was about courage and belief in his inner light. Samur remembered his grandfather's words, "The light comes from within, not from the outside." He focused his energy and walked forward confidently until the darkness lifted, and he found himself in a bright room. The third challenge was the hardest. Samur faced an evil version of himself, determined to destroy him. He realized that this was a test of his will and ability to overcome the dark side within him.